Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Aluga. Thanks so much for being here. Tuesday, November 11th, a somewhat somber Tuesday. Freezing cold Tuesday outside in Jacksonville, Florida, that's for sure. I felt like I needed gloves walking the dog this morning. But the Jaguars have a lot of decisions, question marks to answer moving forward. I mean, so many. Could probably do like a 2 or 3 hour show just talking about the different questions facing this football team moving forward. But one of the more interesting ones, in my opinion, is, the Brian Thomas Jr. situation, the receiver situation, pass catcher situation in general. So we're going to talk about that here today. Really appreciate y'all being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. I do my best to analyze what I see in front of me and give honest opinions and analysis. And so really appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We do have a sale for Tuesday, Tuesday, but Tuesday, $15 t-shirts all day on the site with code Duval. Y'all know the code. It's DUUUVAL, 3 U's, $15 t-shirts. And every order does come with one of these little Jaggy stickers, holographic. Absolutely love it. So Brian Thomas Jr. What a conundrum Brian Thomas Jr. has become. The situation with Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm not necessarily trying to make any sweeping, massive conclusions right now. Just kind of trying to explore the question of, is Brian Thomas Jr. a starter for the Jaguars? Is Brian Thomas Jr. a number 2 receiver for the Jaguars, a number 3 receiver? Is he the 4th best receiver? How much value does he provide to the team? I don't know. It's tough to answer, but we do know the ceiling Brian Thomas Jr. can bring to the field is immense. Absolutely immense. I mean, it's like there is no ceiling. There's no cap on what he can be. The unfortunate reality of the situation is right now, he is a question mark when he's on the field. Is he going to have maximum effort? Is he going to catch the ball? And of course, right now he's dealing with an ankle injury. He's dealt with a wrist injury, a shoulder injury, an ankle injury. Had a rough summer training camp, all that stuff. I kind of dismissed that and said, he didn't have a great training camp either in 2024, and you saw how he played. But yeah, it's kind of carried over, it feels like. The frustration and the lack of confidence and the lack of effort at times, it's carried over. And now the Jaguars have legitimate other options. I mean, Jakobi Meyers, that trade, I do not believe the Jaguars traded for Jakobi Meyers thinking it was a rental. I think that they want to bring him back, and I think they should want to bring him back. He's a professional receiver. He's 6'2", he's 200 pounds, he has great hands, he's smart, he'll run block, runs good routes, he's quick. Doesn't have the speed of a Brian Thomas Jr., but he has a lot more consistency. So, I mean, to me, that guy's in your building right now. He is a good character to have in your building. He is a damn good receiver. You don't let that guy out of the building. And he's consistent hands. James Gladstone, that's his superpower, right? Travis Hunter. I mean, we know how consistent his hands are. And when he gets it, truly gets it, just like the timing of all the routes, there's no ceiling to what he could be. The ceiling is through the roof, right? And he has great hands and plays with a lot of effort. And then you have, Parker Washington. I have said on this show, I think he's a great 4. A great 4. And obviously he still is. And I think right now, if the Jaguars get fully healthy at wide receiver, he will be the fourth receiver. Probably. But should he be? Would I rather right now have a 3 wide receiver group of Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, Parker Washington, or Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr.? And of course, there's different situations that call for different skill sets. So it's not like you can't use all 4. You absolutely can. But I would probably rather have the trio that includes Parker as your top 3 right now. Which is like just insane to say. I feel like my skin's crawling even, saying Brian Thomas Jr. might not be a top 3 wide receiver for the Jaguars right now. But Parker, he does a lot of the things, he obviously doesn't have the size or athleticism that BTJ does, but he does a lot of the things that help the offense execute. He has been more consistent than BT at the catch point. He's tougher. He's physical. He has that energy about him, right? It's a tough situation. It's tough to think. I mean, I don't have to make the decision, which is very fortunate for everyone, including myself. But how do you handle this moving forward? And not just in 2025, because, right now, if BTJ gets healthy and he's ready to go for the Chargers game, then yeah, he's a top 3 receiver. He's on the field a lot because Travis Hunter's injured. But what happens when they're all healthy? I don't know. And then what happens in the offseason? If you said, and I know, I'm not even including De'Ami Brown because I don't think he should be included. I think that the Jaguars coaching staff probably feels that way too, based on what we saw on Sunday. When you look at De'Ami, and I don't know if the injuries throughout the year have really kind of taken their toll on him and impacted his ability to produce, but he had 1 target on Sunday. Only 23 reps on Sunday on offense. 8 of those were run blocking reps. So, yeah, I don't think you need to include De'Ami in the top 4 talk when everyone is healthy. Certainly not in the top 3. If you feel like you're super comfortable with Parker being your third receiver, and we haven't even talked about tight end yet, your third wide receiver, not necessarily wide receiver, but receiver, right? What do you do with BTJ? Do you try to find a trade partner? Obviously, right now, you're not trading him. I think right now, from today, November 11th, to the end of this year, is an evaluation period to figure it out. I really do. If he can't turn a corner, which I will say, like the last time he played pretty well, and he fought through injury, and he played with effort and hustle and all that stuff against the Raiders. But that's been very inconsistent. The drops have been abysmal. The effort at times has been abysmal. It's been like throwing the ball to Brian Thomas Jr. has cost the Jaguars a lot more than it has benefited them this year. Point blank. So if you go into this, if things kind of remain the same as they are right now, where you just don't know what you're going to get from Brian Thomas Jr., do you keep him? Or do you say, we'll take what we can get and we're going to feel very confident in Jacoby, Travis, Parker, Brenton Strange? And Strange and Washington will be going into year 4 in 2026. Go ahead and extend them. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I love the way those guys play. And so, yeah, I'm good with Parker Washington being your third receiver. If it's Jacoby, Travis, Parker, Brenton as your top receivers, Travis Etienne out of the backfield, I like that group. I really do. Now, I'm not saying right now that you trade Brian Thomas Jr. at the end of the season. I'm saying we have to see something from him. We have to see something from him for him to really be in your long-term plans. I strongly believe that. And it's crazy to say. If you would have told me in June, July, that I'd be sitting here saying this in November, I'd said you're out of your damn mind. But he's got to prove something. Because this is not an organization that can... You can't say, well, we'll be competitive in 3 years. No. This is an organization that has too high of a payroll, that has too much money invested in the team, that has too much expectation. Their internal expectation is to win the division. You can't wait. And they've got to build through the draft. Obviously, they can bring in some free agents and do whatever they want as well, veteran-wise. But this is an organization that needs to build through the draft in a lot of ways with the way the roster is currently constructed. BTJ, what do you do? I want to know what y'all think in the comment section below. I'm really, really looking forward to hearing that because it's a conundrum for me. So really appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.